Sorry, got a phone call. Hello, how you doing out there? YouTube and X. At least I hope X is streaming. Can't get Facebook working yet, but day two of this experiment called live streaming. If you saw it yesterday, which no one did, um, you would have seen that this was my first time yesterday live streaming, and today would obviously be the second day. Why am I doing so? Because I'm the host of the Cosmic Summit, which is a unconventional history and idea festival. June 20th to 23rd, coming up next month. As of today, today's May 1st, and it is next month, kind of a month and 3 weeks. Greensboro, North Carolina, Joseph S. Corey Convention Center, Sheraton Four Seasons. Excellent, excellent luxury hotel where you can have a $179 a night room. And these are nice rooms, people. Go look up the Sheraton Four Seasons, Greensboro, North Carolina, and ask yourself why you would not pay $179 a night and buy a very affordable pass to spend a weekend with Randall Carlson, Ben Van Kerkwick, Danny Hillman, Dan Richards, Dr. Robert Schock, Praveen Mohan, etc., etc., etc. And don't forget, if one of these people is right, everything is not as we've been told. If one of them's right, they can't all be wrong. One of them's right, everything's different. And don't forget that we have the Italian researchers coming, which was just announced last week. Dr. Filippo Biondi and Armando May, and I think Corrado Malanga are going to be at the Cosmic Summit. And they are the fellows that made the earth-shattering claim that there are vast chambers beneath the pyramids and that they have detected them from space using a breakthrough technology developed by Filippo after 30 years in the remote sensing field. I find them very credible. They're coming to Greensboro. It's going to be an incredible global event. Buy your pass now. But why do I join you today? One, because I promised that I would live stream, promised myself I would live stream up until the event, which is a little bit like I used to work in the U.S. Senate. It's like committing to a filibuster every day where you just run your mouth endlessly and do not stop talking. But I'm going to give up the floor each day. It's not quite like a filibuster. You got to keep them going, as long as you can. This is like a daily opportunity to run your mouth all day for a period. So, why do I join you today? I wanted to show you the brand new merch store. How cool is that? We've got finally this year a good, professional, high grade merch store. We're working with a company called Amaze, and they are amazing, and they support creators. So, let me get straight to the site here. Ooh, is that going to create a... We'll just share the actual tab. There you go. Look at there. Look at there. So I'm going to go and drop, you can see this up there. I don't know, I'm new to this and the store just came out and obviously live streams and stuff, premature. I don't really know how this works yet. And it seems like we would have a better URL, better web address. I'm amazed by Amaze, don't get me wrong. They've done a great job. But the URL is mystore107ccbacreatorspring.com. I'll drop that. Hold on, I need to open up YouTube just to see if anyone is actually out there. Hold on. New window. Or it really is just like talking to the clouds. Sorry, I'll learn to do this stuff a little bit better in the future. If I go to live, there I am, and 11 people. How about that? Hello, 11 people. How are y'all? Somebody type something in the chat, anything, just to make sure it's live. So, back to the merch store. Oh, I wanted to drop into the chat the URL. So you too can visit this killer opportunity to purchase Cosmic Summit products. Well, how do I do this? Live chat, join the conversation. Huh. I guess someone has to chat for me to chat back. Okay, so let's go to the store. What do we got here? Boom. Make America Cosmic again. How about it, huh? Check it out. Look at that tote bag. Make America Cosmic again. Get it? And then our other inaugural cute saying, we're going to have plenty of them. This is actually a profound saying. Science advances one funeral at a time. Isn't that depressing? But it's true. And what that old nugget of wisdom means is that you got to have the old bulls die until new ideas emerge or take a good foothold. Right? That the protectors of the known have to pass for the known to change. And that has been true throughout the history of science. And it is unfortunately still true today. We'll elaborate more on that sometime in the future. Past is prologue. I love that. If you don't understand the past, how are you going to understand the future? Right? And it kind of gets to impact frequency in science too. I really do believe that the best way to study the likelihood of an impact in the future is to carefully study how many impacts have happened in the past, and we do not study that. Sorry, should have taken that call. That's the fellow who owns the hotel, who owns the Sheraton Four Seasons. But you, how many people? 11 people are more important to me. Let's see. Let me check back in on. YouTube. There it is. Okay. Oh, 19 people. Huh? Up about 80% in just minutes. So, Make America Cosmic again. Science advances one funeral at a time. Past is prologue. And look at that killer Cosmic Summit logo. Stainless steel water bottle for a mere $28.99. And then all sorts of just cool logo stuff. And then we get some Make America Cosmic again stickers. Yeah. Look at that killer red t-shirt and red hoodie proclaiming our goal to make America Cosmic again. Yeah. Okay, we're going to add a whole bunch more to this store because it's easy to do. And Amaze and Spring. I don't know. There's several companies involved in this. It's kind of hard, but I know that we're working through Amaze. And what they do is support creators, like YouTubers and stuff. It's kind of a strange niche. I don't know why. I don't quite get it all yet, but they do a good job. And you can call them up and talk to them. Our guy's name is Jude Trapp. Good guy. Going to talk to him at 4 o'clock, and we're going to come up with some other funny, cool stuff. Cosmic Summit stuff. What we got? Just one mug now. Yeah, the store shelves are kind of sparse right now, but we got a little bit of cool stuff and the obvious logo merchandise, but we'll be adding a whole bunch more. So that should be cool. How many people we got now? 17. Hey, there's some comments. Thank you. Let's see here. Hey, Stickman, what's up? My money is on at least half of them being 90% right. Hey, thanks, man. If half of these people are right, we got some work to do. If half of them are right. Nice. Thanks for getting in, man. I guess, hey, by the way, I guess it works like, I don't think I've ever done it myself or whatnot, but I think you can can't you hit the little notification thing so that if I come on live, you can be notified? And wouldn't you want to be? I mean, who would want to miss George Howard, the Cosmic Tusk, just running his mouth about absolutely nothing on a live stream? But I wasn't talking about absolutely nothing. I was talking about the wonderful new merchandise store, right? And I need to kill the screen share, don't I? Because I've already gone through there. Yep, there we go. Yep, back to the studio. So I don't have a rant today. Yesterday I had quite the rant. I watched it last night at home. A little bit cringe-worthy, but interesting. And it was about the treatment of the Coffre pyramid scan researchers and how they're getting a raw deal, and they're a bunch of drive-by bullshit articles. And of course, nobody does any follow-up that I know of. I should ask them whether there's some established publications that are doing some kind of long-form, decent treatment of this subject, because I think they would immediately see that these are obviously credible researchers. God knows they can misinterpret something like anybody can, but they've got real data, real science, real instrumentation, and a very novel, groundbreaking approach to doing something just as simple as looking beneath the ground. As I said yesterday, I do not think it is beyond the ken of man to eventually look a couple of kilometers into the ground relatively easily. And I bet we're doing it already in Iran, in the subterranean nuclear facilities run by the mullahs there. Right? You don't think we can see that stuff? Of course we can. There are probably 2 or 3,000 people working on that at any given time, because that's one of the most important national security questions in the world. So of course we can see beneath the ground. Does that mean it was going to take a while for it to emerge in the unclassified world, and someone had to probably rediscover it? And not to take anything away from Dr. Biondi, but that's what I suspect. I think the tools are out there, and he just put them together, and someone has already done it behind the veil. Hey, Harry Smith, hidden truths being made known. Absolutely, brother. Might use that on some merch. Hidden truths being made known. You got the bell notification. Cool, man. That's wild, but that works. Okay, so everybody hit the bell, I guess. You go up and hit the bell, and that will make it ring later if I ever pop on, hopefully with something directly relevant to you. Hey, ban everything, man. That is an unbelievable paper. How about that, dude? Ha ha, you found a jewel, man. The Comet Research Group has only deviated from writing publications and studying and providing data for the Younger Dryas event in 2 instances where they went and looked at other periods. One of those was the work at Tal al-Hammam, where we believe that Dr. Collins and his archaeological team has identified the historic location of Sodom, and that is a fantastic story. But to your link there, is it a link? No, it's not a link. Another time was when they studied the same collection of Ice Age material that John Reeves is talking about at the American History Museum in New York, and determined that there had been a tremendous catastrophe in Alaska around 35, 38,000 years ago. All right? Because they went, and it's kind of wild. Hey, look at this. Here's a handy mammoth tusk. All right? So they went to the Museum of Natural History, got access to the materials from Boneyard, Alaska, and basically just scooped stuff out of there, right? Took samples from within the crevices and crannies of Ice Age fossils. And what did they find? This evidence of stuff from space. How about that? Yeah, ban everything. That's right. That paper will blow your mind. Well, let's call it up. Hold on. Impact-related microspheres in the late Pleistocene, Yukon muck. Impact-related microspherules in the Yukon muck. Probably not commonly said on the internet, so I would think that would bring it up. Boom. Published in Nature. How does this stuff not become more? I mean, no one paid attention to this paper. I remember when it came out in 2017, it's like crickets, poof, nothing. It's damned interesting, man. It's direct evidence in nature that 38,000 years ago, fucking Alaska turned into a giant boneyard. I mean, good God, what could be more interesting than that? Okay, let me share. Let me share the paper. Good Lord, I have got to get better with my navigation if I'm going to do this stuff regularly. Okay, sharing. There we go. Look at that. And I guess somebody like Flora Anthony, who was taking shots at the Italian researchers, we talked about her yesterday, Dr. Flora Anthony of One Publication, who was calling someone saying that Dr. Biondi wasn't a scientist when he's got over 80 publications and far more citations in a far more dense and technical field than Flora Anthony. I suppose she would say also that these gentlemen, John Hagstrom, Richard Firestone, Alan West, James Weaver, and Ted Bunch, are not scientists either, right? And that this isn't a peer-reviewed paper. Those were her claims about the other team. Okay, so abstract large quantities of impact-related microspherules have been found in fine-grained sediments retained within 7 out of 9 radiocarbon-dated late Pleistocene mammoth and bison skull fragments. The well-preserved fossils were recovered from frozen muck deposits, organic rich silt exposed within the Fairbanks and Klondike mining districts of Alaska, USA, and the Yukon Territory of Canada. In addition, elevated platinum, that's what we found at the Younger Dryas event, so maybe it was the same impact material during another period, the Taurid meteor stream in another pass. In addition, elevated platinum abundances were found in sediment analyzed from 3 out of 4 fossil skulls. In view of this new evidence, the mucks and their well-preserved but highly disrupted and damaged vertebrate and botanical remains are reinterpreted in part as blast deposits that resulted from several episodes of airbursts and ground ice impacts within the northern hemisphere during the late Pleistocene. Approximately 47, well, oh gosh, I had my timing wrong. Approximately 47, they were episodes, that's right, from 46,000 to 11,000 BP. Such a scenario might be explained by encounters with cometary debris in Earth-crossing orbits, Taurid complex, that was generated by fragmentation of a large, short-period comet within the inner solar system. Okay, so it's up in Alaska. Beringia. I always like that term. So, as some of you might know, Otto Geist, and then what's his name, Hibben, I guess, wrote the book or something. In the early 20th century, there was a fascination with this because they started finding these giant boneyards. And they shipped more than 8,000 specimens, it seems, nearly 8 tons to New York City. And all of that has been well documented on the Joe Rogan Experience by John Reeves, who now has ownership of this same fossil deposit. Well, shouldn't call them fossils. They're not fossils. They're not rocks. They're bones. The fossil bones and collected included bison, mammoth, horse, musk, ox, moose, lynx, lion, camel, mastodon, bear, and caribou. Remember, the species of these animals that they're finding are all extinct now. And that menagerie of animals, their bones are found in piles many feet high in huge deposits, washed presumably in flooding and catastrophe into giant bone beds. We'll talk more about bone beds another day. I've got a favorite bone bed down in Texas that people don't know about but need to know more about. So you've got all these bones. This is a killer paper. Thanks for putting this up here, dude. Gives me something to talk about too. Look at them out there hanging out with those bones. Look at that. I think that's Otto Geist. Look. Whole cliff faces of just trees and bones. Oh, and then stuff from space. Bones, stuff from space. or earthen material that in a plasma plume was whipped up, vaporized, and fell back, mixed with stuff from space. Those are microspherules. Those are frozen droplets of hell. And they are diagnostic proxy evidence for cosmic impact. And they were found in incredible abundances. They get into this. It was more than we ever found in the Younger Dryas boundary layer, right? Oh, they go right to it. Let's see. Whereas 7 contain numerous microspherules ranging in abundance from 1,000 to 18,000 per kilogram, with an average of 8,000 per kilogram. Where the average was 940 per kilogram for the Younger Dryas boundary layer at 18 sites. So that is 10 times greater abundance of the breath of hell up there in Alaska as you find in the 13,000-year-old Younger Dryas event. Really cool, man. Thanks for sharing that. And I need to get my YouTube screen back up so I can see if anybody's listening in here. I don't know why I lost it, but I did. Live, and there we are. I need to start. Hey, 24 people. I think that's an all-time high for the Cosmic Summit live stream. How long have we been chattering here? I don't know. I don't know how to tell that yet. Why do I not see? Let me stop sharing. If we're not watching, I don't see. Where is the chat now? Oh, it's over there. Man, I gotta get better at this. I mean, this is just awful to go on and waste people's time while I sit there and struggle to find stuff. Ben Davidson has been long at the catastrophe cycles. Yeah, his suspicious observer channel is very good as well. He is, and sometime we'll have him at the Cosmic Summit, man. I hadn't gotten to everybody in this field. Very happy to have Stefan Burns coming to the summit. Did y'all know that? Stefan, check his channel out. He's kind of, I guess, a little Ben Davidson-like, right? And Stefan is coming to the summit, man. He is a featured guest. Go check out our featured guest list. They are the people that will be in the audience with you the entire time, right? The speakers might have to leave the audience for an hour or so to go speak, but they'll be in the audience too. All these people, you're going to be hanging out with them June 20th to 23rd, Sheridan Four Seasons, Greensboro. The most logistically convenient driving destination in the eastern North America. Greensboro, North Carolina. 4 interstates coming in. You can be in Ohio and be down there in 7 hours. Damn, Ben just went live. Huh. Well, that must be what? Well, my view count hasn't dropped yet, even though Ben has come onto the scene. Where did I should have put a link to that paper in here. Does anybody know, does this chat survive? Like last night when I looked at the thing, I didn't see the chat. Does it disappear after the live stream is done? Ben seems to think that the Electric Universe guys are Satanists. Yeah, Ben seems to come with a lot of kind of opinionated baggage, I guess, but I don't know, he's a passionate guy. Jersey Dolphins, what's up? How you doing? Our buddies from yesterday, man, this is pretty cool. And Stick Stussy, any updates on the Carolina Bays? Huh. You know, they're hydrogen seeps. No, helium. Yeah, it's helium. And there's some work being done there. A lot of helium coming out of those things. I don't know exactly what that tells us, but what an unusual phenomenon. It's a beautiful drive next to Pilot Mountain. Yep, going to do some rafting before the Cosmic Summit. That's right. Yep, we got to get that page. We got Dan River Rafting Company. We do have Pilot Mountain up, and I put in for my permit yesterday at Pilot Mountain. Getting ahead of ourselves at the Cosmic Summit as usual. We're already kind of advertising the Pilot Mountain trip, and we don't have the special use, special activity permit or whatnot from the state. And the park ranger there at Pilot Mountain State Park yesterday was very, very nice to confirm receipt of my application, and we'd be in touch. Interesting times ahead. That's right, Harry. Like somebody that just uses their real name. You're probably not really Harry Smith, but I like, Harry Smith. No weird names there. It kind of makes it awkward at the summit because you get to know so many people digitally over years. Many times you have absolutely no idea what their real name is, and they'll come up and it's like your old friends. You're like, hold on, what's your name? Oh yeah, okay, it's Jersey Dolphin. What's up, Bob, or whatnot. But yeah, it is beautiful drive up to Pilot Mountain, and we're going to go up there on the solstice, and it casts a perfect pyramidal shadow. Pilot Mountain is actually a pyramid from that perspective, and it casts a perfect pyramidal shadow on the solstice, which is the evening. We will be going out there June 20th, and you can join us. Still don't see where it would tell me how long I've been running my mouth. Maybe 30 minutes? It's surprisingly easy just to damn talk. I don't know. God knows I had hesitated to do this for many years. But now, 2 days in a row, running my mouth. Okay, so I should probably get on to other things. I'm sure you all have some things to get on to, but know this. I was thinking about it yesterday. What I'm going to try to do, and I'll promise to have more interesting content, had a little today, and maybe a little announcement. Make sure to go check out that merch store. It links on the Cosmic Summit page. But I'll have some more sciencey stuff, some more insights. I'm thinking about, I have whatever. I set up like 15 years ago Google forum email server, kind of old fashioned Google Groups thing for the Comet Research Group. We called ourselves the Younger Dryas team at the time, the YDB team, and then changed it to kind of Comet Research Group. And that is the group of researchers worldwide, most of them PhDs, very highly talented, credentialed people that are investigating the Younger Dryas boundary and the catastrophe indicated therein. And I started a Google group that's a email form, and I was thinking we get, I don't know, a handful of messages a week, which is actually a lot over years and years and years. So there's a constant chatter between the scientists sharing articles and observations and whatnot, generally light, interesting stuff. They're kind of in the background doing the deep technical stuff on this. It's just kind of, hey, did you see this and whatnot? So I was thinking that what I would do is maybe pick up some of those subjects, because those are really smart people and they've got their finger on the pulse of all the science, and they go bring up a topic or an article or an observation or some new data, and that makes good fodder perhaps for these live streams. So I'm thinking about sharing kind of insights to what the Comet Research Group is thinking, and probably not share names and direct quotes and all that. Don't want to betray any confidence, but I think it would make interesting fodder for live streams. So that's one idea. I'll write that down. CRG forum. So I'm going to try to come up with other kind of content areas that I can share on this to try to make it interesting, while I'm also pimping Cosmic Summit passes. Please go buy a Cosmic Summit pass. You're going to have the time of your life at this place. We have had dozens of people say things along the line of they finally found their people. Sounds a little creepy and cultish in a sense, but I know what they mean. You're able to go and for a weekend talk about this constellation of subjects with other people that are just as interested as you are. That's your people. Doesn't mean you don't have plenty other people that are dear to you, perhaps almost certainly more dear to you, that could care less about this stuff. But for one weekend a year, you can go join your people if this is your kind of thing. So go to cosmicsummit.com and check out those 6 different pass types for varying levels of affordability and exclusive access, and purchase a pass and come see us. Okay. So enough for today. Thank you very much. Still learning to hang up. And I'll see you tomorrow. And I was going to try to do these things roughly between 12 and 1. Maybe try to start at 12. Can't promise, but hit that little notification thing. And whenever I jump on here, you'll be notified and perhaps you can jump on too. But thank you very much for the people who watched today. And I look forward to speaking with you again tomorrow. Bye bye.